At least 14 people have been killed in artillery fire in a Kurdish-held district in the Syrian city of Aleppo. Mortars and rockets hit a busy marketplace in the Sheikh Massoud neighborhood late on Sunday. It's reported to have been carried out by militants backed by al-Nusra jihadists. The attack comes during the nationwide ceasefire agreed between the government and opposition forces, but that, of course, excludes terrorists. What's more, Kurdish-populated areas in Aleppo province have been increasingly targeted by Turkey. Last month, Turkish artillery repeatedly hit Kurdish militants with cross-border fire. The shelling targeted an airbase retaken from jihadi militants. Civilian areas were also hit. This footage was taken in the city of Afrin, which is a Kurdish stronghold. Our Syria war correspondent Lizzie Phelan travelled across the region to witness the aftermath.
The city of Afrin has been one of the safest places in Syria since the YPG, a predominantly Kurdish militia, seized it in 2012. It's crowded with refugees turned away from the Turkish border. But people here now face a new threat.
Right here. The first one landed here in the garden. The second one right here. The third one in the village Terende. The fourth fell behind the village.
2 weeks ago, here in the neighborhood of Ashrafia in the city of Afrin, locals say Turkey shelled this area, killing 2 people, a man named Mohammed and a 17-year-old girl called Ceylan. Now, just behind me is the Turkish border over those mountains. And locals living here say since that attack, they fear for their lives living so close to that border.
Yes, we are afraid, but we won't leave our land. We won't go anywhere from here, even if all of Afrin's citizens die.
Since 2014, the YPG has seized huge swathes of territory from ISIL, but Turkey feels threatened by it, as it has links to Turkey-based Kurdish militants that Ankara deems terrorists. Khalid says his neighbours killed by a Turkish shell were poor people struggling to survive. We're just arriving in a village called Miryamin, which the YPG say symbolises how they're both facing attacks from the Turkish armed forces and terrorist organisations. They withdrew from the village in order to protect civilians and to prevent al-Nusra from continuing to attack the village. They left just one checkpoint here. And then they say they were attacked by Turkish artillery. So we're just arriving here to find out more about what's been happening.
We were sitting here one afternoon when the first shell fell to the east of the house. There was so much dust. We began to get up, and then came the second shell.
Round the corner from Weiss's home, the Free Syrian Army flag flies from cars and checkpoints. One of its factions partially controls Miryamin alongside the YPG and is also a victim of Turkish shelling. Long gone are the days when they enjoyed Turkey's support. Now their fighters say they have been dropped in favor of extremist groups like al-Nusra and ISIL.
Turkey is shelling because it wants to occupy our land, not to help our people. Turkey dismissed many of the armed groups.
Another village that's been shelled by Turkey, Tinib. There's literally nobody left here. You can see the destruction. Everybody fled in the wake of those attacks. Apparently several houses have been destroyed, and the place is now literally a ghost town. Located around 30 kilometers from the border, Turkey will have had to use some of their best artillery to hit Tinib. It's another place that the YPG say they've been both fighting al-Nusra and then also being attacked by the Turkish army. They say this building was used by al-Nusra as a weapons-making factory. We can see bomb parts littered all around here. And the YPG say that al-Nusra set this building on fire just before they fled the YPG advance. Back in Ashrafia, Jamila cries, tears of mourning for her grandson Mohammed and fear for her new life, completely alone.
It's
okay. No, just let her. Lizzie Phelan, RT, Afrin, Syria.
Turkey says that the shelling of Syrian territories was in retaliation to strikes on its military guard posts. Russia's defense ministry is now warning that terrorists are firing mortar shells into Turkey in a bid to prevent